Welcome to the Mindustry Bleeding Edge campaign. In the last episode we have captured the nuclear production complex where we almost lost it. Where in the last second the eclipse died and we got the sector captured. There is a small problem though, that the neighbor sector 24 with a high threat and an enemy base is attacking us, so we need to deal with it. In the previous versions of Ministry there were 4 sectors with eradication and extreme difficulty. In this one it is a bit easier with only 1 sector, but still sector 24 in previous versions was very hard, and so I thought we are going to need units to get the enemy base, probably T4 units. For those we need a lot of silicone, and we have already researched the launchpads landing pads, so why not use them? My idea was to create a silicon facility here on this sector and use it then to capture sector 24. As you can see I'm already being attacked, but my defenses are doing well, so I'm not gonna be giving this too much attention. Let's get to it. So as you have seen, I've finished the silicon export facility. The whole gameplay took me about 1.5 hours. It should be able to export 24 silicon per second, which should be enough for the campaign. The defense based on swarmers on pyrite with cryofluid works just fine and will probably hold for next waves, until 2 or more eclipses come, those T5 flying units, and they will come eventually. I see no point in improving the defenses here. Instead, it's better to act proactive and just capture the bothering Sector 24. That is the plan for the next episode. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.